July 27, 1989, the Los Angeles Times reported, FDA allows genetically modified RBGH to endanger milk. FDA ignores evidence on cancer risks. These hormones, known as RBGH, are manufactured by chemical companies such as Monsanto. Apart from economic and veterinary concerns, bovine growth hormone pose grave consumer health risks that have not been investigated by the industry or FDA.
What Fox Television told us was that we were just the people to be the investigators.
Do any stories you want, ask tough questions, and get answers.
One of the first stories that Jane came up with was the revelation that most of the milk in the state of Florida and throughout much of the country was adulterated with the effects of bovine growth hormone, the artificial hormone that farmers were injecting into their cows so that they would produce more milk.
With Monsanto, I didn't realize how effectively a corporation could work to get something on the marketplace. Of course, the FDA, let's not leave them out. They had to get the federal regulators convinced that this was a fine and safe product. The longest test they did for human toxicity was 90 days on 30 rats.
Posilac is the single most tested new product in history.
The scientists within Health Canada looked very carefully at bovine growth hormone and came to very different conclusions than the Food and Drug Administration in the U.S. did. They saw serious potential human health problems, and they stood up in Canada and said, we're not going to approve this because we don't believe it's safe. Fax machine spit out a letter from this very high-priced lawyer in New York that Monsanto had hired.
And it said there will be dire consequences for Fox News if the story airs in Florida.
Called us upstairs to his office and he said, what would you say if I killed this piece? We said, well, look, let us show you the research that we have. To which he replies, I don't care about that. I said, you know, this is news. This is important. This is stuff people need to know. And he said, we just paid $3 billion for these television stations. We'll tell you what the news is. The news is what we say it is.
On December 7, 2006, the Harvard University Gazette reported, hormones in milk can be dangerous. The article states, the milk we drink today is quite unlike the milk our ancestors were drinking, without apparent harm for 2,000 years. The milk we drink today may not be nature's perfect food. Butter, meat, eggs, milk, and cheese are implicated in higher rates of hormone-dependent cancers in general. Breast cancer has been linked particularly to consumption of milk and cheese.
Did you know that there are hormones in milk?
No, I didn't really know that. I know there's talk of it, but...
Does it bother you that the cows are being injected with these hormones?
Yes, actually it does. I don't think it's right to subject them to that without knowing 100% that it can't harm them in some way.
Do you think they should do something about it, like label it or get rid of it completely? Or study more about it?
Well, they definitely should study more about it if they don't know the effects. First on the cows, and then certainly on people who consume the milk. And if they are going to continue with it, then it definitely should be labeled, so that people have a choice whether they want to be exposed to it or not.
Okay, thank you. Did you know that there are hormones being used on cows to increase their milk production?
No. I didn't know that.
Does it bother you that these cows are being injected with something that could be harmful to them and people?
Yeah, because, like, if you were a cow, how would you feel? I don't know, it's just kind of wrong, like, for, like, animal rights, like, the cows wouldn't inject themselves. Sorry, okay. So it's not something natural, like, cows aren't born with those extra hormones in them, so I don't think people should put them in them. And Also, like, if it can be harmful to people, that makes even less sense that they would put them in the cows.
Do you think they should do something about this? Like, research it more, or take it out completely, or even just label it so people know?
Well, like, the best thing for me, like, I drink a lot of milk, I think it would be to just take it out completely. Like, why do you need the hormones? I think the natural is better because that's how things are, like, supposed to be. So, just if they left it out. But if they really need to put the hormones in, I think they should probably, like, explain it or, like, tell people, maybe put it on the packages, because if you're buying and drinking the milk from whatever company, like, you should know what you're drinking, like, what's in it. They shouldn't hide stuff from you. So if they put hormones in the cows or hormones in the milk or whatever, like, you should know, so that, yeah, you should just know.
Okay, thank you.
Has a set of standards to ensure that the food that you eat is in fact organic. Among those standards, 100% organic animal feed, mandatory outdoor access when weather is suitable for any animal products, no antibiotics, growth hormones, or animal byproducts in the feed, and that the manure must be managed to prevent water or crop contamination.
Correct.